Hey everyone, Lament here. That's right, we're going all in on the rebrand. Today we're doing an Amateur League meta breakdown. I'm currently playing in the top division of Ragnarok Smite League. Each division has a wide variety of players that vary in playstyle. Whether it's the gods that are getting locked in, or the way that they are being played, each division has its own style. Today, I wanted to analyze how the pinnacle of the Smite 1 scene, or at least what's left of it, view the meta and what they think is good enough to win. Out of pure passion and love for Smite Classic, I looked at the stats of some gods that are generally perceived as strong. On the screen, you're going to see a list of characters that I was requested to look into, or I had a general interest in. Some of the interesting things to spot here are that Ravana, Amaterasu, and Camazotz had a 100% pick and ban rate. Other characters, like Xbalanque and Morgan Le Fay, had a very low or non-existent presence in the top division called Aesir. That could be due to players understanding how to deal with these characters a bit better, or a preference for other picks, or both. Honestly, it's probably a mix of both. After recent changes, the character is being perceived as strong at various levels. That opinion seems to stay consistent amongst the top players, but when you take a closer look, things begin to get interesting. Robin had a presence in every single set this week, whether that was getting banned in the top 6 bans or getting picked in the first phase. Everyone had this character on their radar. With a total of 5 games played, 3 games in jungle and 2 games in solo, Robin finished this week out with a whopping, wait for it, here it comes, 0 wins. Yeah, that's right. Robin got played by several players in 2 different roles, and he still underperformed. But why is that? And we'll talk about that later. Amaterasu won both games that she got through on game day, which, that sounds pretty consistent for the character. She got banned in every other set, so it looks like she's living up to her hype. Camazotz is just never allowed to exist in this division of play. He got banned in every single set, without exception. Charybdis only got picked in 2 games, and won both of those games as well. After I looked at this stat for the annoying hunter with 2 CC immunities in her base kit, I started to ask myself something. What other picks were unique to players in this division? Here's a list of some characters that were only played or banned against one particular player this week. Here we see some interesting ones. Instead of me speculating on why each god was picked or why they got played, I just reached out and asked. So let's start from the top. I asked each player with a unique pick the exact same questions. What makes you want to play that character? Do you just like the character, or are they just sleeper OP? And do you think the pick has a place in lower divisions of play? So first, let's start from the top. Why play Nut? Face City says she has a great laning phase, great early pressure, difficult to fight in 2v2s as well. Transitions into being a strong DPS character late game that can often shred the front line. He also just likes the character. He doesn't think that she's sleeper OP. She does put a ton of pressure on support since her mobility and self-peel is basically non-existent. He says that he'd encourage low divisions to always branch out and try new stuff that they might not be comfortable with. Whether that's Smite 1 or Smite 2, just be open to trying different things that might be out of the norm. That's just a part of learning and improving at the game. His teammate, Maui player extraordinaire, Mini Delvin, says what draws him to Maui is the uniqueness of his kit, the skill ceiling, and just how fun his base kit is to use. He thinks Maui does similar things to other gods, but all of his abilities work in a very unique way compared to those other supports. To him, it's all about enjoying the character, and it doesn't matter to him whether that character is meta or not. Now, he does think that the character is actually OP at this point. He's received a ton of buffs through the later portion of Season 10, and in Season 11, he just doesn't see a world where he just isn't broken. Other players I reached out to gave less detailed responses, like Tyler about his Hades pick. He just thinks the character's OP, and he just wants to see if he's even able to lose on it. Mr. Sneaky likes the outplay potential that Maman brings, and he wouldn't really recommend her in lower divisions of play due to her short range of DPS and lack of safety. Tansy just played Charybdis because we told him to. There's nothing crazy there. The character's actually horrible. We just thought it was good for what we needed that day. An odd pick that got played and won both games was Zek Vexel playing Jungle Poseidon and winning both games. They said, I've got every god in Smite Mastered and almost every god Diamond, so they just like to have fun with whatever they play. Poseidon, they feel, is a really strong jungle pick, and it has been for years, depending on where they can fit in the meta. Movement speed with the 2, good clear, good late game shred, and a nice burst damage ultimate. Then we get the fact that mage items are just really good right now. You can Kraken combo somebody, and then Deso just shaves off 10 seconds off the ultimate cooldown. A 60% pen Kraken to start the fight off with Offshard can also just blow some people up. There's a few other things about the pick that they like, but those are just some of the main points. There were a couple other picks that players tried that didn't win, but they were still unique to those players. Tiny Threat locked in East Shell this week and said, East Shell is just too fun. The god is just really good, probably top 3 mages at the moment. Snowman played the best god in the game, Bake Kujira. Snowman says Bake is the Kukulin Terminator, but also he's not bad in several other matchups. He says that the thing about it is that there are many solo lane characters where their whole identity is about winning the lane and snowballing, and Bake does really well at shutting that down. He also feels like the character is, on average, going to be performing better in team fights as well with that area control ultimate that he has. And the character does have a weakness of being able to die really easily with CCs comboed with some, ADC shredded as well. At lower divisions, you can certainly abuse him easily. With how many Kukulin players there are right now, you can easily get maybe 3 to 5 solo kills in laning phase easily. You just need a team for it. If you noticed I skipped Khepri, that's because I wanted to elaborate on it myself at the very end of the video. The Beetle is OP, simple as that. I'll catch you all in the next video. The actual answer is that a lot of supports and teams' identities right now lean into this heavy dive style of play. I thrive personally at shutting down that dive and reducing the space created by other front lines while helping to create situations where my backline is able to free cast. Khepri is just one of the picks that allow me to play the way that I want. I would also recommend the character to lower divisions of play just because I think the character is really fun and they're not too hard to learn the basics of. Going forward into the next couple of weeks of play, I want to see if these picks will stay unique or if they spread throughout the rest of the division. And next week, we'll be looking to see the differences in the metas between the 2 conferences within the division. There are 12 teams in this division of play, and 6 of them play each other during the regular season. So conferences get made, people scrim different people. I want to see if that meta is going to shift between conferences. What characters are you interested in? What kinds of characters should I be looking at, maybe analyzing later in the future? Let me know in the comments below, but right now guys, I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace out.